Good afternoon. We're going to talk now about some of the prohibitions during the 9 days. The 9 days start this year, Tavshin Pei Aleph. The Shabbos is Rosh Chodesh Av, and more restrictions come in to observe the mourning for the destruction of the temple. So during the 9 days, we don't eat meat or drink wine. We don't wash our clothes, which we'll talk a little bit about, and we don't wear freshly laundered clothing. And also, we don't swim. And of course, we don't cut our hair and still don't shave. So we're going to talk a little bit about not laundering our clothes and not wearing freshly laundered clothing. This is something that's observed if, God forbid, a person loses a relative. These are laws of mourning, the same laws of mourning that apply when a person loses a loved one. We observe when we are commemorating the destruction of the temple. So let's read. We're going to read some. We're on Tuf Kuf Nun Aleph in the Mishnah Berurah, Gimel. We're going to read some of it inside and not all of it, because he's going to get into a lot of like nitty-gritty stuff about different types of laundering, which we really don't have anymore. They used to, obviously, they washed clothes a little bit differently. Back in the times of the Talmud, they did not have washing machines. Okay. So Shvua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av Asurin L'Saper U'Lechabes. So according to the Mechaber and for Sfardim, the prohibition to launder clothing and to cut one's hair, that's only the week of Tisha B'Av. So if Tisha B'Av would be on a Wednesday, according to the Mechaber, that would only be, you just from after Shabbos, from Sunday until Wednesday, you would have to desist from getting a haircut and laundering. But we hold, Ashkenazim hold, that we can, that the prohibition applies for haircuts. We observe it customarily for the entire 3 weeks, hence the beard. And for not washing our clothes, that is during the 9 days, from Rosh Chodesh Av, which is this Shabbos. So even if you don't want to wear it now, this garment, you just want to, clean it now to wear for after Tisha B'Av, you shouldn't do that. Even if you only have one garment, it's forbidden. If it was washed, now let's say you have freshly laundered clothes that was washed before Tisha B'Av, you shouldn't wear that during the 9 days. And also to make the bed, you shouldn't have freshly laundered sheets on the bed, and even for tablecloths and things that you, towels that you wash the hands with, aser is forbidden. Okay, so now so one can't wear freshly laundered clothes during the 9 days. Now we're going to skip a little bit of the Shulchan Aruch. And he's talking about different types of, the part we're skipping is he talks about different types of laundering, and he concludes, though, that really all laundering we don't do. Well, however you do it, even with just water, that's a problem. Okay. He concludes, all laundering, doing laundry, is forbidden during the 9 days. Says the Ramah, the custom for the Ashkenazic Jews is to not launder any clothes, like we said, for the whole 9 days from Rosh Chodesh Av. Until after Tisha B'Av. Unless you need to do it for a mitzvah, she's allowed to wear white undergarments if she is in the 7 clean days of Nida, when she's counting after her cycle. Then for a mitzvah, she's allowed to wash. But on Tisha B'Av itself, she should not wear the white undergarments. She should just wear a clean checked garment. On Shabbos, you could wash. He says you could wash clay pishtan here, but we really don't do that, I believe. The asur litin kelim lechaveses in Yehudis lechabes merosh chodesh ve'elech. You're allowed to give stuff to a non-Jewish person to wash from Rosh Chodesh. V'kodem Rosh Chodesh. I'm sorry, it's forbidden. It's forbidden to give to a non-Jewish. So you can't go to the dry cleaners. You can't go to your non-Jewish dry cleaners during the 9 days to have them wash stuff to wear after the 9 days. But before Rosh Chodesh, you're allowed to go to the dry cleaners and drop stuff off, even if they're going to do it during the 9 days. Okay, let's do some of the Mishnah Berurahs here. So we said, the first thing before we get back to laundering, we said something we talked about before. It's forbidden to cut one's hair. Asur and l'saper, ule'inyan netilas siparnaim. Now what about cutting the nails? Is cutting the nails a problem during the 9 days? Yesh deos min achronim, there's different opinions. So if a woman's going to the mikvah, for sure she can cut her nails. For Shabbos, you're allowed to cut your nails. Kagon shechal Tisha B'Av b'Shabbos. So if Tisha B'Av falls on Shabbos, Shari b'Erev Shabbos little hetziparnaim. So if Tisha B'Av were to fall on Shabbos, you could cut your nails on Friday for the honor of Shabbos. So it seems to be it's not so great to cut the nails during the, well, here he's talking about cutting the nails. That's really only the week of Tisha B'Av, which we really don't have this year. The week of Tisha B'Av, so if Tisha B'Av would be on a Wednesday, that whole week from Sunday to Wednesday, one should not cut his or her nails. But this year, we really don't have that because Tisha B'Av is on Sunday. So there's no week of Tisha B'Av. So this halacha is not so relevant this year. He says one does not need to be stringent regarding combing the hair. Combing the hair is fine. Okay, let's do some more Mishnah verses at the end here. Lamed Gimel. Umatziin levenim. Hainu ala shulchanos mutter lahachlef avenim aval lahachlef sadinim v'nagu iser. Not sure what he's referring to here. Lechabes merosh chodesh ve'elech. We said the custom is to not wash anything from Rosh Chodesh. Va'afilu omer lo lechabes achar Tisha B'Av gam kein aser. You can't go to the dry cleaners and give them stuff and say, "Can you wash it after Tisha B'Av?" Mitam and Haga, because of the minhag. V'seper Eli Rabba sidil haka litin merosh Chodesh ve'elech labes achar. The Eli Rabba is lenient about that. V'vio primigadim le'inyan klei pishtim bavada yesh lismal azav for flax garments. I don't know if anyone wears flax anymore. Then you could be lenient. That was right, giving dry cleaning or giving something to a non-Jewish launderer or non-Jewish dry cleaner that you can give to them before the 9 days, even if they'll wash it during the week of Tisha B'Av. Okay, let's some more halachas outside of the Mishnah Berurah. Now, even though you can't do laundry in the 9 days, you are allowed to remove a stain with water. Just water to get it out. Now, if Rabbi Rav Simcha ben Cohen on page 78 of his book says that if by not getting out the stain you're going to ruin the garment, then you could wash it to get it out. And he says on page 80 also about kids' clothes. Let's say kids' clothes, they get dirty all the time, so you can't wash clothes. What are you going to do? So he says kids' clothes you're allowed to wash. And he says that let's say you run out of things to wear if you have nothing to wear at all. So if you have nothing to wear at all, then he says until the week of Tisha B'Av, then you could do laundry. Now, what do people do so that they don't wear freshly laundered clothes? So you could wear them before. You could wear them before the 9 days. So how long do you have to wear them? So he quotes on page 85, he quotes Rav Elyashiv that you should wear it for 30 minutes. So if you walk around with a shirt, people the week before the 9 days, they walk around with a shirt for 30 minutes so that the shirt will have been worn, so you could wear it during the 9 days. Regarding Rav Eider just says though you could wear it for a short time. Now let's say you forgot to do that. You didn't wear your clothes before the 9 days. Now you just have freshly laundered clothes. So Rabbi Cohen says you could put it on the floor to get it dirty a little bit. And the custom is on Shabbos we change. We do change. We wear Shabbos clothes and we wear freshly laundered clothes on Shabbos, like the Gra says. And it's interesting, if you look on his book, page 83-84, he brings actually different opinions within Rav Moshe Feinstein if you're allowed to wear freshly laundered undergarments during the 9 days. Rav Eider says, Rav Moshe said you are able to. And he quotes the Rav Ruvain Feinstein that Rav Moshe said those halters should be a little bit pre-worn. So you can ask your local Orthodox rabbi about that. So just to summarize, laundering, we don't, during the 9 days, we do not wear freshly laundered clothes, and we don't wash clothes, can't even bring it to the non-Jewish dry cleaners. And if you don't have any, so what do? So you wear your clothes before the week of Tisha B'Av for like a half hour or for some short period of time, so it's not considered freshly laundered. And let's say you run out of clothes or you have kids that are constantly getting their clothes dirty, then you could wash your clothes until the week of Tisha B'Av at least, which this year is not relevant because Tisha B'Av is on Sunday. And So I think we'll stop there for today. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to give me a call.